I was looking at the Eagles' overall cornerback situation, and outside of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, there are questions. And I think the biggest question we all have right now is Kelee RIngo. And need I remind you guys, the Philadelphia Eagles, they drafted cornerback Mac McWilliams out of UCF. Now, granted, Mac McWilliams is 5'10", 191 pounds, compared to Kelee RIngo's 6'2", 207 pounds. Mac McWilliams, he ran a 4.4 140. Kelee RIngo ran a 4.36. They both played outside corner in college. But here's the thing. Kelee RIngo, by far, is the better athlete. By far, Kelee RIngo is the better athlete. That goes without saying. But I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some of you guys' concerns about the CB2 spot. Some of you guys have genuine concerns. I can't pretend like that's not valid, because ultimately the Eagles lost Darius Slay. They lost Isaiah Rodgers. Kelee RIngo, he's the next man up. They also brought in Adoree Jackson, the veteran, to push him. They drafted Mac McWilliams, the corner. Now, because of Mac McWilliams' height, is he positioned to be a backup nickel? I'm looking at the depth chart, and they have him behind Cooper DeJean as the backup nickel. That could be where he is. But I'm also looking on this roster, Kelee RIngo, Adoree Jackson, BJ Mays. BJ Mays is somebody they brought in via the undrafted free agent pool. BJ Mays is somebody that went to Texas A&M. BJ Mays is 6'1", 185 pounds. Is considered to be an outside corner. Didn't really have impressive measurables. Only ran a 4.58 40-yard dash. Kelee RIngo is still your best athlete out of all those guys in the cornerback room. Over Adoree Jackson, over BJ Mays, over Mac McWilliams, over Tyreek Castro Fields. I'm looking at this depth chart right now, and the Philadelphia Eagles have literally given Kelee RIngo an opportunity to win cornerback 2. They've cleared the runway. Slay is gone. Isaiah Rodgers is gone. They did bring in a veteran to push him. They hedged their bet a little bit. But they brought in a veteran to push you. And Adoree Jackson, they drafted another corner. They also got another corner they brought in Brandon Johnson. They got another corner they invited to rookie minicamp, Isaiah Green out of Campbell University. I'm not saying Isaiah Green is here to really make noise. I'm not saying BJ Mays or Brandon Johnson can really make noise. Kelee RIngo has the equity. He's been with the team. He has more experience than those guys. Mac McWilliams, he has more experience than him. I think this position battle comes down between Kelee RIngo and Adoree Jackson. And I think they're going to give Kelee RIngo every opportunity to win that spot. Based off of their roster decisions, they're showing you, they've told you, hey, Kelee, it's your time. Mac McWilliams being here, they drafted him, yeah, but Mac McWilliams is probably a backup for Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean belongs in the slot. He's a nickel corner. Cooper DeJean, what makes him valuable, all the unique traits we love about Cooper DeJean, we would be hamstringing Cooper DeJean if we put him on the outside. And that's not me saying because he can't play the outside. It's because everything else that's in his toolkit becomes obsolete if you put him on the outside. I'm not maximizing who Cooper DeJean is if I put him on the outside. But if I leave Cooper DeJean in the slot, the nickel, where he's able to roam, where he's able to get physical with tight ends and running backs, where he's able to play closer to the line of scrimmage if need be, where he's able to move in motion with these athletic slot receivers and tight ends, where he's able to keep up with running back pass concepts and route concepts. All those unique plays that we saw Cooper DeJean make in 2024, all those plays, the pick six in the Super Bowl, picking Derrick Henry up off his ass, tackling Jamar Chase in the backfield. All those unique plays that we saw Cooper DeJean make, they don't happen if he's playing on the outside. We don't utilize the full toolkit if we put him on the outside. So that's why I want Cooper DeJean to stay in the slot. I've addressed this many times already. But Kelee RIngo, I like Kelee. And I noticed that some of you guys, not all, some, if it don't apply, let it fly. But I noticed some of you guys lost hope in Kelee RIngo. Green Wingman with the super chat. Thank you, Greeny. I appreciate it. He says, do you feel the Eagles have hurt themselves by not bringing better talent to compete against RIngo for the CB2 spot? No. I don't think so. I think they look at it as Adoree Jackson is competition enough. Adoree Jackson has experience. He's been a starter his entire career. I think the Eagles look at, and also they trust Vic Fangio's scheme, his concepts as well. They trust Vic Fangio's scheme to be able to put all those guys in prime position. So, no, I don't think they hurt themselves. I don't think so. I think they really like RIngo. They believe that he can do the job, but they want to make sure that he's being pushed. Let's just say that. I think they believe he can do the job. I think they believe that. But they just want to make sure they push him a little bit. And I think Adoree Jackson is the right amount of pressure. The right amount of pressure. And by the way, you guys, it's only April 30th. Who knows what the Eagles may add defensively between now and training camp or between now and the regular season? Who knows what they do? Who knows what they do? There's still many months until the season opener. Lance Elliott, you're right on. Talent acquisition doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Just because the draft is over doesn't mean more competition won't come in. Best believe that. And also, Kelee RIngo is going up against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith every day. He's going to get better. That athletic profile, those traits, 6'2", 207, we're in a 4.36 40-yard dash. with a 1.54 10-yard split, the wingspan and the arm length, this may be Ringo's time. Hey, listen, you guys. Nakobe Dean didn't take off until year 3. Ringo was entering year 3. Something to think about. Something to think about. Dean didn't pop off until year 3. This could be Ringo's time. This could be Ringo's time. They brought in Devin White to compete with Nakobe Dean, remember? And Nakobe Dean ended up being the starter in week 1. They brought in Adoree Jackson to compete with Ringo. Let's see how it plays out. And by the way, like Big Ten Ripper said, Vic Fangio is going to make sure the best players on the football field. That's one thing I trust. Anybody you see on the defensive side of that ball is because they earned it. They deserve to be there. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited to see what Kelee RIngo becomes. Mac McWilliams, they have him slotted being the backup to Cooper DeJean. 5'10", 191, has a ton of speed, ran a 4.4, 140. I'm looking at Mac McWilliams' draft profile here. Let's check it out. It says, when it comes to Mac McWilliams, the McWilliams football legacy runs deep in Pensacola, where Mac emerged as a defensive playmaker at Pine Forest High School alongside his older brother Adarius. His senior campaign was a testament to his nose for the football, notching 8 interceptions with 5 pick sixes while moonlighting as an electric return specialist. Despite his game-changing abilities, the 2-star recruit didn't generate much Power 5 interest, leading him to UAB, where he'd eventually join forces with his brother as team co-captains. After getting his feet wet in 4 games during the COVID-shortened 2020 season, McWilliams earned Conference USA All-Freshman honors in 2021, starting 6 games and showing early flashes of disruptive potential. His sophomore season proved to be his coming-out party before an injury cut his campaign short. He was second in Conference USA in passes defended and anchoring the nation's second-ranked pass defense. The setback only fueled his fire. The setback only fueled his fire as he returned to captain the defense in 2023, starting all 12 games while adding special teams value as the primary punt returner. His journey led him to transfer to UCF, the University of Central Florida, for his final season, where he continued to build his draft stock through consistent play and leadership in the secondary. The Senior Bowl invite served as validation for his steady climb from under-recruited high school prospect to legitimate NFL prospect. Let's get to the Scouting Report summary here. It says here, Mac McWilliams fits best as a slot corner in a zone-heavy scheme, where his processing speed and quick-trigger athleticism can shine. His combination of football IQ and short area explosiveness allows him to excel in underneath zones while providing a reliable run support. Though his athletic limitations will likely keep him from matching up consistently with outside receivers at the next level, his competitiveness and special teams experience give him immediate value as a backup nickel with starter upside in the right system. His Senior Bowl performance highlighted his strengths, particularly his ability to anticipate and drive on routes with conviction. Teams running cover 2 or quarters-based schemes will value his discipline in zone coverage and willingness to get his hands dirty and run support. While his ceiling may be capped by his physical limitations, McWilliams has the tools to carve out a role as a reliable nickel defender who won't back down from a challenge. Look for McWilliams to come off the board on day 3, where his competitive toughness and scheme-specific skill set will appeal to teams needing corner depth and special teams contributors. His game reminds me of a poor man's Kenny Moore, another undersized but instinctive corner who maximizes his ability through football IQ and technique. So Mac McWilliams is somebody who's technically sound, fast as hell, somebody you can use on special teams, maybe as a returner. But ultimately, they see him as somebody who adds depth to a cornerback room and potentially a starter in the right system. But be on the lookout to see Mac McWilliams being used in some dime concepts, right? The one thing I like about him, though, he is willing. He's a willing tackler. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty, but his physical limitations can be something that deters you a little bit. But 5'10", 191, that's not really that impressive, but he's clearly a backup nickel. He's somebody that you may see, depending on if he earns the trust of Vic Fangio, you may see that he becomes somebody you see in those dime concepts. You may see him in those situations. So that basically means, I want to say what, dime is 6 DBs on the field? Let me make sure I got that right. 4 linemen, a linebacker, yeah. Yeah, dime is when you got 6 DBs on the field. You may see him in a situation like that. In clear and obvious pass situations. You may see him in 3rd and long or 4th and long on the football field, playing dime. So yeah, Mac McWilliams, we'll see what he becomes. We'll ultimately see what Mac McWilliams becomes.